I'm old and I don't know what mewing is, but I'm about to mew all over the screen. For real, bussin', no cap. Hey friends, this is Dee-man Johnson III, and today we're going to talk about the new season of 1,000 Pound Sisters. The Slaton girls are back! The Slaton girls are back! I'm just going to title this series The Skinny, which is something these two ladies are so desperately trying to be, and Tammy is doing an amazing job at it. She is doing fantastic. Tammy, you are amazing. It's so weird to see this new Tammy. Whenever she used to be just this shitty thing that everybody just had to look after. It was sort of like just a gremlin or something. And now she blossomed into this beautiful person who is still self-conscious, not because she's no longer fat, but because of her loose skin. If she was a superhero, she'd be called the Human Flap. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I want to be skinny also, okay? I feel ever since I started doing these videos, seeing myself, I'm like, ooh, that does not look good. So I'm right there with y'all. Anyway, let me give you the skinny on this episode of 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Excuse me.
Really?
There's a few cool things that we see. Tammy's trying to learn how to drive.
Y'all ready? Get set. Go! I can't stop.
And Chris the whole time is just being a dick, being like, oh, this is gonna set her back because if she doesn't get on the thing, she's not ever gonna learn how to drive, and then she never will want to. And saying that, I bet Tammy hears this and she just instantly gives up. She's like, no, I don't want to ever drive again.
What are we doing tomorrow?
Even though she was doing good, but she sort of had a little mishap and, sort of spun around a little. I'm surprised nobody got hurt. And luckily nobody got hurt. But at the same time, you're just looking at it, it's like Tammy's at least trying, Chris. She's trying to do new things. You can't just put so much negativity or so much importance around this one thing. I know it's a step for her to become independent and for her to get her own life and her own car. But she's still taking baby steps. And the more you see Tammy, the more she keeps stepping out of her comfort zone. And she's really trying out there. Unlike Amy, who used to talk crap about Tammy, and now Tammy is doing better than Amy has ever done. Amy was like, I need to get my skin removed too. It's like, girl, you're bigger than you are last season. What are you talking about? And then dumbass Chris, he went to get weighed. They step into these pods.
I don't know about this. I'm claustrophobic.
And Chris, I used to like Chris, but after this season, I'm not entirely sure if I like Chris anymore. Chris stepped into this pod. It's supposed to weigh yourself, give your BMI, and he's like, I know I lost a bunch of weight because I weighed myself at home and I was blah, blah, blah. I was just like 20 pounds away from my goal. And you're looking at Chris and you're like, dude, you look bigger than you did last season. Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
You look like a scuba diver.
So he ends up being bigger than what he thought, and he makes us stink about it the entire time.
And there's no ungodly way I gained 15 pounds in 7 days.
And then it's Tammy's turn to get weighed, and she's claustrophobic, so she doesn't want to get into this pod. She does anyway, because Tammy's a boss bitch.
I wasn't for sure I was gonna fit in it. I'm still at that mindset that I'm big.
She sits down, and during it, she's freaking out. And she's looking right at Chris, hoping that Chris would acknowledge her so she can just escape this reality of just being stuck and being so claustrophobic. But Chris doesn't do a damn thing. He's just looking at his test results, absorbed in his own self, like, damn, man, I can't believe I gained weight. Chris, your family's right there, dude. Give her comfort. Look at her. She's dying in there. Chris, you pissed me off here. Tammy, you're slaying.
I wasn't really paying attention to Tammy. I wasn't giving a damn what Tammy was doing in that bipod.
So Tammy likes to carry the ashes of, I forgot his, Caleb. Yeah, she's carrying the ashes of Caleb around in a necklace. I always remember Caleb as his big boy season. For those who don't know, maybe if I can find the clip, I'll play it.
It's big boy season. Let's do this.
Anytime I used to see him on the screen, I'd always tell my wife, it's big boy season. Oh man, that sucks though. He was so happy. It sucks that he died. And now I can't really give my opinion about him because I'd feel like I'd be talking trash about a dead guy. So I'm not gonna do that. You know, like I liked Caleb enough. He was fun. So they thought it would be a good idea to try and talk to the dead. Okay, so they get together, they brought their dolls.
The dolls are here to help us connect to the spirit world.
And dumbass Amy had the doll on her lap and it just fell off because I don't know, maybe her leg moved and she's like,
Did y'all see that? He just moved off my leg.
you see that? You see how haunted these dolls are? They moved on their own. That shows you how haunted they are. Hey guys, you see this guy? This is Michael Myers. Oh, look how haunted he is. So haunted. It was my leg the whole time. They have this phone app which is supposed to say words from the other side. So they use it and we listen in. But I don't know, I closed my eyes during this scene because I wanted to see if I could hear what the demons, not demons, I wanted to hear what the people were saying. I didn't hear a single thing. I finally opened up my eyes and they had subtitles on everything. And it's like, how are you getting this? I can hear some of these words, but for the most part, I'm not hearing crap, you know? I have my eyes closed. I'm just hearing some static. And they're like, oh my God, that's Caleb's voice. Oh, the demons, they're real. You know,
Caleb, are you there?
help! I have no mouth and I must scream. And if you believe in this stuff, that's fine with you. I don't believe in it at all. Oh, by the way, I realized if Chris was a superhero, while Tammy's the human flap, Chris would be the human flab. I think Chris was always like this, actually. He makes himself sort of like on this pedestal a little. I don't want to say too much. Let's just see how the season goes and then I'll add more onto it. So my final thoughts are Tammy's doing way better. She's doing the best on the show. It's just so weird that people are still talking down on her. That will all change, hopefully. I hope this isn't affecting Tammy's mental state. I hope she's just not listening because Tammy, you're doing freaking amazing. You are awesome. Anyway, guys, this is Dee-man Johnson III reminding you that I'm proud of you and to always keep it up because you're doing a great job. Today's horror movie is a little movie called Dario Argento's Opera. This movie has a kickin' soundtrack, and what I mean by kickin' is it's so unexpected when the music starts doing dun-dun-dun-dun. You know, you're just like, what? This is not what stalking music should be. It's really fun. So everybody always thinks Macbeth, mukbang. Everybody thinks the play is cursed. And we find out that maybe it is because people are dropping like flies. This lady, well, I guess this doesn't show a lady, it just shows her eyes. But there's a lady who's supposed to be the lead, and she's forced to watch all these grisly murders. The killer tapes little razor blades under her eyes, so she closes her eyes, her eyelids would split open. Even though I swear to God, when you watch it, you see her close her eyes a few times. Anyway, that's Opera, or maybe it doesn't, maybe it's not meant to split open, maybe it's just meant to stab it, so it's like, ow, let me keep them open. That sounds more likely because she does shut her eyes a few times whenever she has the thing on. Anyway, this movie's movie recommendation is Opera, and I like to do something a little different today. I want to give out a free movie. Now, this isn't a horror movie, and I'm just doing this because, you know, whatever. Let's just give out free movies. It's a digital copy, so only one person can get it. So if you redeem this, please mention in the comments that you've redeemed it and you got it. It is for the movie Universal Soldier. If you can't see it, here you go. That's the code. That's the QR thing. You just scan that. Boom. You got the movie in your digital downloads. I have not seen Universal Soldier, so I can't say anything about it. I bought the 4K with the idea that I'm going to watch it very soon, and I still haven't. But the plan is to still watch it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Have a good one.